and welcome back to Oakley Hour, the channel where I make the mistakes so you don't have to. So it is new build day, so very exciting. I have the Holo Magic City. I want to say Halo because I think that's the most common pronunciation. So the box has come a little bit damaged, so I'm hoping that that does not impact the product. Anyway, it's 14 plus. It says it's a small house, it's DIY. What else have we got on the packaging? Product should be used, see if I can read upside down. Product should not be used in water. No kidding. Or humid environment. Okay. There are small parts in the toy. It's a toy. But don't let children under 3 play with it. Yeah. I think they put that on every box, don't they? Maybe deviations, okay. Packaging part is not a toy. Needs to be used under supervision. So basically all the standard stuff. I think I can't see anything untoward on there. It doesn't really say how big it is or anything like that. Gonna need batteries by the looks of it, and you can't plug the wires into the mains. Okay, let's get it open. I think it's all stands there. I am a little bit weary of how much tape we have on this holding it in, but we will see. So there's 2 versions of this according to the side here, but they both have, there's an A and a B, and I have the A. I don't know the difference. Obviously a letter, but I mean, other than that, I don't know the difference. Okay, let's see what we're going to get. This one took a little while to arrive, so it looks like it's been through the walls, doesn't it? Gosh. It's good tape though. That's good news, right? Well, let's see what we have. See if this is the way. Wow, it really has been through the walls. Okay. So what do we have? Oh, let's open it that way then. Okay, let's see. So we have lots of wooden parts. We'll have a look at those in a moment. We have some other parts, including a paintbrush. I did not know it needed painting on this. Okay, and is that a paint pot in there? No, it's a bathtub. Okay, and some other wooden parts with, I'm not sure why it's separate from the others. Dear customer, can't send the accessories such as batteries and glue. Okay. Got a nice book. We'll have a look at that in a moment. And we have several paper elements. Lots of paper elements. I don't know if these are, let's have a look. I don't know if these are push out like I have had, or whether they're going to be cut through. I'm guessing they're going to be cut, but you just don't know, do you? And there's a lot of paper pieces. They are cut out. Well, okay. Have some black paper pieces in here too. We have some more. This is double. I think this is a template one by the looks of it. Goes on some sort of fabric. I think this is a fabric one. Cutting template paper, yep. And we have this. I think this is for that last little bag we found. This bag looks almost identical, which is interesting. Not sure about that. And then we have, I believe these are probably stickers. They are. So, oh, are they? I think they are. I actually don't know. Couldn't swear to it. Yeah, they are. I can see here. Well, not where the piece is, but it looks like, actually it's just a round circle. I don't know the answer to this, and it looks like it's been cut halfway down. Very confused as to what this is, but it's quite solid backing on it, so it makes you think that it is stickers. I will look at them in a bit. Alright, and then we'll look at the book glass. Let's see what's in our little bag of tricks. And we have the roofing, which that template was for. put those to one side so they don't distract from everything else. I am curious as to whether those are stickers or not. Maybe it'll tell us in the instructions when we get that far. Okay. It doesn't tell us how many pieces in here, does it? I don't think I saw anything which said how many pieces. I guess we'll just find out. Well, it's got to be my hands, right? It looks like the bag's been broken as well. It makes me feel like someone's been in here. Okay. We have a bag of silver pieces. Oh, that's kind of cool. Look like a little birdhouse almost. It's kind of cool. And a key. There's a key in there as well. Okay. And some. It's going to be kind of cool, isn't it? You see a hinge in there. And we have a bag of bits and pieces, including little bottles here. A bar. I'm pretty sure that's a bar. My puppy's been making all sorts of noises. Like some sort of urn maybe on here. It's kind of cool. Oh, there's a glass ready made. You don't have to make them. You see a little plastic glass here. Maybe it's going to have wine in it. Okay. And then in this bag we have a paintbrush, which I'm rather curious about. Paintbrush with a little bit of greenery, a big pot, our fabric pieces, which we need those templates for, and lights, lots of lights, and some paper and sanding paper. Sanding paper I won't be using, but not plug and play, so we're going to get our wiring on. And it's white and grey wires, which is going to go with black and red. Sorry, puppy, hold on. She's not so puppy anymore, she's 8 months now, shocking. And then a few little wire pieces, which I actually almost missed. Okay, pop that to one side, and I'll sort that out in a second. Right, let's do these cardboard, they're not, they're wood pieces. I hope everything's here. I mean, I don't like how the package, the box was still taped together, and that bag did look like something was missing from it. Or had been opened, not missing, had been opened. Roughly at that. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we have in here. It's not going back in that bag, is it? Okay, have a flooring plate, which is cut out for the wires. That's kind of nice. Okay. This, which is coloured on both sides, different colours, isn't it? Yeah, a little bit different. Just board, black pieces, flooring by the looks of it, flooring, but again by the looks of it, with coloured edges. That's kind of unusual. Don't get that very often. And it's the edges which are an absolute pain in the butt to paint, because they're normally just so thin. That's kind of cool. I like that. Another one, again, edges are painted. This is very thick. This is going to take a lot of effort to get these pieces out. You see me going through a blade or two on my craft knife to get those out. And then this is a lot thinner. These will probably be, probably still needs a craft knife, not a push out. Okay, we got some coloured pieces. That's kind of cool. Orange. A yellow of types. Oh, great big stain going down here. Excuse me. Red pieces. Full as well. Alright. Other than a lot of pieces, I'm not seeing anything untoward. I think it's going to be a very big build, by the way. Okay. Excuse me. Right, let's have a look at this book. Come on, guys, move on over. Got to move on over. But I love the feel of the book. It's very, very beautiful. Do we have any pieces? How many pieces it is? Nope. Just Holo Magic City. I so want to, like I say, I so want to say Holo. Basic instructions of what we're going to be needing by the looks of it. so screwdrivers will be necessary. They don't provide those, which is also quite unusual, although I got a paintbrush. Okay, gives you detailed on the wiring, so black's going to go with your greys and the red is going to go with the whites, that's handy. And it goes straight in. Oh no, this packaging materials, never mind, it doesn't. So that's cool too. Package B, package C. Wasn't all my wood together, except for that one. Package B is separate, but package C was in with this one, I'm pretty sure. Don't think I'm going crazy. And then all our little bits and pieces that we have going down on here, all the way through, and then we start assembly here. So it looks like we're making it part by part. So we're starting off with some books by the looks of it. So I am fascinated. Did it say on here if it was stickers? Sticker, yeah. So those were stickers. So that's interesting why I couldn't even release one. And how to make this. So we're going to be making this part first. So it's going to be in parts by the looks of it, so I'm probably not going to go. So what it does is it gives you the picture of what we're going to build, takes you all the way through all the steps, so 15 steps to build this. Then it starts on the next one, which is a display stand, which has how many steps? 9. So, and then it takes you a picture of the next one. So that's kind of nice that it does that. So I think we will just go via parts. I don't think we could do page numbers when they roll over, and it doesn't overly have steps. Well, it kind of does, but not in the way that we would normally talk about steps. Each one of these are like little, what I would class as steps, and I'd be there forever saying step 1 of 8 for the chair and 1 of 9 for whatever it was. It would be silly. A little newspaper rack going on. It's going to be very detailed, guys. I'm going to be making some stairs. I'm not very keen on making stairs, I have to be honest with you. And they always have them, what are they called? Spiral staircases in these builds. They never have the straight ones, or very rarely. I have had straight ones. Music box. I did not see a music box, so I don't think mine comes with that. Maybe that's the difference between A and B. There you go. I didn't have a music box, but that's kind of okay. I have quite a lot of musical ones, and then to do the rest of it and put everything together. I will look through this. I might start off doing some of the foundations so we can put pieces in as we build them, or I may just go with the design. How awesome is that? It also shows a dust cover here, but I don't think mine has a dust cover. I didn't see anything which resembled dust cover, so I'm pretty sure I do not have one. I'm looking in the box now to see if I just missed it. I don't have a dust cover for it. I don't think. I'm doubting myself now. Alright, let me pull some pieces and we'll get moving on this. I don't think this is going to be a quick build at all. I think it's going to be probably a week, maybe 2, maybe a bit longer. I couldn't guarantee that it's going to be, certainly don't think it's going to be a week anyway. Alright, I will be back in a moment with everything else. Okay, so this is the first step, and it's to make a cashier. So quite a few pieces in here, some paper elements that I'm going to need to cut out, plus lots of little pieces. Be careful when you take them out. Some of them are very delicate, particularly actually the book shelf as such, or the book holder, and also go careful when you sand them as well. So I'm going to get on and cut these out before we start that. But before, which is not in the instructions, I'm going to get these templates underway, so they've got plenty of time to set. So let's bring in that board, piece of paper, make sure I don't hopefully get glue on it. Gonna need beacon for this. So these are all symmetrical or opposite of, so I think we are okay for this. Some bigger scissors than what I was just about to use. And the 2 in the middle of this is not, it's kind of, I don't know, just making sure it's the right size, I guess. So all we do, we want to make sure that the paper is going this way, going across, the same as our pieces here. And we want to glue it. I'm going to glue to one side, so we will have some over, because this is the only place it's used as far as I'm aware. And it does give you instructions at the beginning of this. Make sure that your templates are basically glued on with double-sided tape. I'm using Beacon, but same principle. I was going to say I'll hold it up to the sun, but I've been trying to draw my curtains because everything's very white here and it's making everything look very white. Can't even see where my lines are. I'm just going to hold this up to the sun so I know where to put glue so it doesn't get in places it shouldn't. And I know it's a bit boring for you right now, because I am actually going to put this on. I could put it on the reverse, couldn't I? I mean, it is all symmetrical. I could just put it on the reverse, but you don't want it on the paper, although I've just done that. I can see I've done it on one of the pieces. Alright, you're not seeing anything. Just trying to get to where the light is. Like I've said before, it's very light at the moment, so I am going to put it on the reverse, just in case I know I got one of the pieces. I'm just going to line it up, make sure it's all on there and that it's facing the correct way. Beacon's really good for any like paper things like this. Right, fabric wise, we have this one which when I put it on the template is the same size, so I don't really need to do anything to that. The white one as well, which is like a I think it's going to be used for padding, which is a little bit bigger than they suggest, but not by much, just where it's not very straight. Don't know if these scissors are, they're not very strong. Look at my yellow ones, or orange, which will be a bit sharper. So I was going to give this one a bit of a trim, but this would be used for filling. As long as you don't lose it, you should be fine. Or lose it. Go under is what I mean. So like I say, just go careful on your parts. Once we've got these templates on, then I'm going to follow the instructions because it says make sure you do it in order, purely for the fact of I kind of like to get the template stuff just settling, even though I know we're not going to use it for quite some time, because it gives it time for it to dry so that when we do cut it out it's not a big deal. So this is just like a felt, really. It doesn't feel any better one side than the other. So I'm just going to pop some glue, I've got a bubble on my glue, into the corners. And one in the middle. I can just about see through there. It's stringy stuff though. I'm just going to make sure that this square is on everywhere we're going to need to cut. Like I say, one side isn't any better than any other on that particular fabric. And this one is going to go on here, and it does have a pattern on here, so we're going to want to match it to this. And again, there's not much difference between it, but I'll put it on the back here. So, and that's the only fabricy stuff we have. Everything else is wood or paper, and there's a lot. The weird thing about this is every single one of the pieces is lettered with a C for the wood pieces, and they have numbers going all the way into the hundreds. Take your time to pick them, because they are going to take time. It's not easy to find the pieces, so just take your time to pick them. You will have to hunt them down. Okay, just getting checking, making sure that my lines are okay. So that is done, and that's done. I'm going to put these to one side and grab the rest of our bits and pieces, ready for us to rock and roll. Okay, so I still have the papers to cut out, but Mainly going to be using B7000 for this. Some places I use tacky and some beacon depending what it is. So I'm going to get these cut out and we'll come back to this pickle here. Okay, everything cut out. So we have our little boxes we're going to be making over here. Piece of paper everywhere. A little flyer. This is the back of a picture frame. We have 3 book covers. These are stickers, by the way. And we have some interior books to make as well. Right, we are starting with this. Now, as a side note, on the pick list, so not the main picture, but the pick list of what you're going to need to make it, to make the cashier, it has this as green. However, in the main photo, it is this gold colour, and I had to go back on my parts to see if I've got it wrong. So, okay, so a little bit of B7000 on here. Probably doesn't need a lot. That's a bit stringy. Okay, and then this needs popping on top with the pointy end showing upwards. So my hand goes straight in it. I was hoping to avoid getting all sticky today. That was the idea. Okay, and that, once that's done, can go over to a piece of paper on my right hand side for drying. It doesn't want to stand up, by the way. Right, next we are going to make some scales. So we need this, this, and these 2 tiny pieces. Now, I haven't painted any of this, and I'm anticipating that I'm not going to, but we will see. So just a small piece here, on here, and I'm going to come back and do the scale parts in a little bit, give this a chance to take. So it's like so. Just give that a minute or 2 as it fell over. Right now, put it to one side. Okay, right, corrected. I got 3 sets of tweezers out, allowing for the fact that they might get a bit gluey, tiny steps and all that. Okay, and next is we're taking this piece and we are taking a small frame which doesn't have any bits which are going to go into other parts on it. I can't think of the wording. And you want it with a picture side showing, which isn't a picture, by the way, it's just... Okay, try and remove the strings. And it's going to go on here, like so. Line it up. I did think about changing camera position for this, but I think we're okay. If we're not, then someone tell me and I'll make sure that I change it going forward. And then a tiny bit in the middle for a little key. I thought it was a golden key, but it is not. It's just a brown key, and you hardly see this even where it's going to go. So in the scheme of things, it's going to be even smaller. Okay, and that goes to one side. Next, we are going to make some books, and we have 3 of these, and we need to double them up. So put a tiny blob in the middle of each. And this is for our stickers that might be fun to take off, we will find out. So just line them up. Oh, did it with tweezers and it still wasn't lined. Okay. Did it just go glue side down? Yes, of course it did. And again, here. And B7000 is really good glue. If you've watched any of my videos, you know I use it quite a bit, but it is rather on the stringy side. Okay, and then this one. But the lid was quite difficult to take off this time, although I haven't used it for a few days. That's probably why So I'd hope that it's not got blocked. Okay, and then we take our stickers and move these out of the way. Like so. So you can, if you want to, fold them in the middle. I'm certainly going to be doing that with some other things, but these stickers are going to be interesting to peel. And there's 3 of these to make, so. And I did think, I will say, I did think when I looked at how these were on the paper that the backings weren't lined up at all well. And as you can see, that is the case. Because it didn't come out how it should have. It's rather unfortunate. We will make the most of it. So wrap it around, and they're also too big for it as well. Too big for the little squares. Look, there's quite a lot of hangover there. So not only do they not come off they're a bit like a miscut. If I have to show you the sheet, but it's like they're miscut somewhere along the line. So I'm gonna, once that's dry, I will come back into it. Let me go and do the other 2, see if I have the same problems for starters. Okay, the worst one was actually the green one. That was in 4 pieces. So I don't know that you're going to be able to see this very well, but this is the sticker sheet, and you can see that there's an overlap here of whatever was before, and therefore, like if you look at, I don't think you can see it very well on here, but I mean it just doesn't line up. The last book I did, which was the red one, I just put glue on the paper without trying to take it off. I'm going to put these under some weight to give them a hand, and then I'll have to cut them to size because they're not to size either. It's all rather unfortunate. Okay, next is we are going to make these other little books. So push this to one side a second, get rid of that piece of paper. We don't need that. I think when it's that far off, it's just not worth it. It really isn't. Before I do this, I think I will make the stands. Now these, you need to be really careful of how you take them out of the form and rub them down. And you basically want to make them into a 90-degree angle or thereabouts. So something like so. Something like that. Just make sure that they're even, particularly at the bottom. I mean, you're not going to see much of them, so okay. Put them over there to dry. Make the next one. Okay, and then we'll get those books ready. At 90 degrees is fine. Okay, right, books. So what I'm going to do is, I could have done this on before I cut them out, but I haven't. So this needs trimming actually. Let me do it on this one because the other one I'm going to trim. What you want to do is, let's get it that you can see, is go down each lines, and if you can score them, it's going to make your life easier. So you don't want to go all the way through, so just be aware of that, but go careful. And we're only going to use one of these books, I believe, and only the green one of those ones with the stickers. Very disappointed about those stickers. I did think it was a bit weird when I first saw it. It's easier to see an eye than it is on camera. but you can actually tell that they're just off underneath. They don't match up. Like I said, the green one was actually in 4 pieces, so very off. Ooh, scrape that. Don't do scrape it. Don't scrape it. And then when you've got now I'm on the cover of this particular book, and this is the back in here, so it's just a slightly different shade, quite difficult to see. Might be easier if you just see on the camera than it is for me. And then you want to take the first one and fold it inwards like so, like this, and then because it's scored, a lot easier to do. I never used to score it. It was something I saw and it was like, ooh, I should do that. And then wrap it around and give it a little bit of glue. And you are going to have a book of butterflies in this case. And then I will get the other 2 books done because they need trimming anyway. And after that we will be putting 2 of them on those stands we made. They should be dry, as should the scales. But we will, hey, come back here. But we will also be making some boxes. And there you kind of have it, like a little book of butterflies. Very cute too. Alright, I'm going to get and do the other 2. Alright, then we have all 3 done. So before I was doing the scoring, I would just either fold them over a ruler or just fold them, eyeball it really. But this does give it a lot more of a crisp fold to it, which works out to be quite nice. So we are going to need the butterfly one. Which one's that? This one. And we are going to need the, let's see which one that is. I have no idea what they are. Is it this one? This is flowers, I think. I'm just going to make sure these are not sticking because they look like they are. Okay, I think it's probably this one. No, I think it was that one. Okay, and these are going to go into each of these. They should have had long enough. It's only been a few minutes, but it should be long enough. And I'm also going to put these scales on. So let's get these scales done. Okay. I know that those tweezers are not that good, so they kind of very slightly don't meet at the tips. Okay, and let go of me now. I've got an appointment soon and I'll be going there all gluey. Oh yeah, well. It'd be like, how did you do that? It'd be like, well. Can either get it off me or off the tweezers. These are, I have 2 different sizes. Well, that won't do. I did pick another one. Let's see what size that one is. Which one will you match? I think the other one. Off you come. So they're very slightly different sizes, but they still were. And I think for something like this, you want a matching pair. I don't recall seeing that it said there was more than one option. Alright, then we have some very cute little scales. And it lets go of me, it can go to dry. There you go. Alright, now let's do our books. So, I'm quite gluey over here, obviously. Alright, so these books are just going to stand on here. So you want one on here, one on here, put an invisible string. One on here, which is now a very big blob because it went blobby on me. And one on here. And I want one book. See if I can get it up right. I think that's the right way. I think it has the writing and then the pictures. Kind of difficult to tell. I don't have that good eyes. And then these are just going to go on the stands, which are almost easier to do without the tweezers. So something like that. And then butterflies, likewise, on this one. Okay, they're all over there drying. The other book one really wants to stick to everything. And the book came off of it too. Something like that. Does not have to be perfect. Right, next are these little boxes, and again going to score them on every join. This we need to keep safe so that hopefully it makes it a bit easier. So I'm just going to go across, rather down. Oops. So it's got dotted lines on these. This one said Barrett and Dow. No idea what they advertise. Okay, and then go across. And one on the end here. Just because I've done enough of these to know it will need it. I'll turn it around again. Look at these ones. One on the end, like so. And then initially, let's put a tiny bit of glue on this end. Still didn't bend very well, by the way. Just a tiny bit, because we don't want the rest of it to stick to it. And fold this over. And then that will be the start of this box. I'm just going to give that a minute to take. And then what we can do is we can press it like so, and it starts to form our box. And then all we have to do is put this one down, the end of here down, and this will tuck in. So a little bit of glue on you. Doesn't need a lot. It looks easier than said than done, really. We know how this goes, don't we? You don't want the glue to sit on the paper too long, otherwise it starts to go a bit soggy. Okay, so that's done. And then again on this one, and then I'll go ahead and get the other two done. I don't know how many we need for this build. I think 2. So this one's a Barrett and Dowell, and the other one is a T1, and I'm not sure what the last one is. I think it's just decorative. And again, a little bit on the end here. Probably more than enough there. You could put a bit of glue on the other ends so it's going to connect, but this should be fine. Right, going to go ahead and do the others, and I will come and show you. Okay, those 3 are done. So this one here looks pink in the picture. No, this one looks blue, this one looks pink, and this one's the brown. Anyway, that's all the small pieces done. So let's make the frame, get this together, and that will be it for today. So it says to use glue. I don't necessarily know if that's needed. Let's see. So I think this, oh, I guess so. It's going to go like this. Is it? Really? It is. It's going to go, no, it's going to go with the holes at the top. It's not that piece. It is that piece. Okay, so if I don't need to use glue, I won't. I'm going to need to use glue. Okay, so I'm going to get wood glue for this. Time to bring out the wood glue. I haven't used it for a while actually. So I put my wood glue in an applicator so it's a bit easier to direct, like so. And you can be quite precise with it. And I don't think I brought enough of these. There's another one that I have not cut out. It's my small one, so I'm thinking that one goes here. And let me go grab the other one. I missed one from the pick list. Alright, bear with me. No, I haven't, it's right over here. Okay. Pick list is a really good idea, you know, at the beginning of each step of what you're going to need and what you're not. So then on the ends we'll go these, the 2 which are filled in. So you can see where this is going, can't you? Your display is going to be on the front here. And I think a little bit of glue on the end of here would be good to hold it together. This wood glue dries clear as well, so it's quite nice on this one as well. I'm not worried too much about the front. It's gonna hold directly put in that other piece anyway. And then we are just gonna go along the edges here, I think. Just a little bit of wood glue. Not much. Like so. And then we can put all our stuff in. And we have some bits over, by the way. And then this is the top of it then. And I get the pin in the wood glue. Okay. Wood glue is a lot easier to get off your hands than B7000. And then just try and line it all up, which is probably going to be a bit easier said than done. Using the right way. Maybe I should turn it upwards. Doesn't feel like it's the right way. Okay, that one's in. those two are in. Just the end ones to go. Well, they were in until I moved them. Almost there, getting there. Feel like British Rail. It's an old advert. I think that myth has probably quite passed now. Not that I use trains, so I wouldn't really know. I want to think with time things have got better. This is quite a tight fit though. Got that half in. This half is more stubborn. That one's in. And then the other ends come out, I think. According to visual look, it is lined up. Just a really tight fit. Let's get a tweezer for this, make it a little bit bigger. Now of course none of it is where it should be. Well, start this whole thing again then. You could also let it dry in between, really, but you're probably better off trying to get it together because of making sure that it does all line up. And it might also be easier to glue it through the holes once it's together. Just clean the glue off as you go. Fiddly little thing. Wasn't what I was going to say. But it be true. Okay, well, let me take a moment to do this, put it under my eyes. Okay, it didn't take much once I did that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop a bit of glue through the holes at the bottom instead, just to secure them in. And wipe it off. Should be fine. And the same with up here. And that just get into the cracks of the wood is the idea anyway. Okay, the right way to have it is this way, so that you have the long part here, and we are going to be putting in our little pieces here. So let me grab them all in. So first things first is a little piece of paper that they actually, I don't know where it does go. I think they want it cut, but basically you are going to put it on the shorter end, just like so. So I have the 7,000 back. And we're going to want a little bit on that line. Or you can probably cut it off if you don't want it. Okay, so it's like so. Thought it would have been on the bigger piece, but not so much. Okay, then we have the not the butterfly book, the flower book. That's butterfly, that was flower, I had the right one. And that and the green book are going to go, green book's going to go kind of here, the other book here, like so. It's up to you really how you arrange it, but this is their suggestion. And my crappy green book that came in so many pieces there. Then we have the scales on the end, and that's it for the top. Something like so. That's right. And then underneath is, you are going to have your key going in the middle, 2 boxes on the longer end, and the urn looking thing on this side. So I'm going to get the key one in, I think, first, because it's kind of go here and to the front, but not at the front. So I'll push it back a little, like so. The urn in. Like so. Then the pink box that's not pink, this one at the bottom, picture of alcohol on it. See if we can get it the right way up, like so. This is where it probably should be zoomed in a bit more, huh? And then the last one, but I will show you, I'll give you a close up. Last box is the little fawn coloured one, this one, cream fawn. And our key we can put around a bit if we want, kind of up to you really. And they show it half in, half out, you know, in between the wood, basically. Okay, and that, my friends, is this Cashier done. Like so. I don't think this box would stand up, and if I want the bottle of wine showing, then I'm not going to have that one showing. So one you can probably stand in, one not so much. And that is all there is that goes in this. Just double checking myself. Yep, looks right. So what you're going to have over is you're going to have 2 books. Oh, I never trimmed them. Oh, never mind. Another open book here, one on a stand here, and a box. And that is what we have. So we have the Cashier ready to rock and roll. We've done our templates onto fabric and the roofing, ready to go, and that looks really very, very, very cute. That's what you have. I really like the scales, actually. I think the scales look really cool. There. As I drop it all and it all comes out. Oh, no, it didn't. None of it moved. And that's what we have. Don't get the purpose of the urn. It doesn't seem to go with anything else, but, and the key you don't see too well, but it is there. We know it's there. Alrighty guys, so thank you very much for watching. I do hope you are going to enjoy the build. I think it's going to be quite a long one, but we have made a start. We've managed to do the cashier. Next we have coming up a display stand, which will use this last box, and also this open book. as well as some alcohol bottles. It looks a little bit more straightforward than the Cashier we just did. Following that, we will be doing something called the Rest Zone, R-E-S-T zone, which I think sounds so very cute. So I'm going to be doing something like that, and then followed by that, the development zone. Can't speak. Which also looks quite fun. So hopefully we will get all 3 of those done tomorrow. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, please do ask, or just leave any comments. I will get back to you, or you can email me. I will get these trimmed up, although I don't suppose it matters in the whole scheme of everything. I'm very disappointed about the stickers. Now this one's trying to come off, and you can see it's actually coming off at an angle here, across here. Like you can see if I raise it a little. It's pretty poor. And this is the one that I just stuck on with the paper. I'm very sad about my stickers. I don't know what to do with them really, because if I take them off, then I'm just going to have pieces to put on. Is that better than this? I don't know. Okay, so do take care of yourselves. Please do remember to like and subscribe. It does help me bring you more content. Also, do mention what you'd like to see on the channel. I mean, I've got quite a few bits and pieces lined up for you. You know, if you've got something specific in mind, then give it a shout. You know, shout it out, and I will see if I can do it. If I haven't done it already, then I will look to purchase it just for you. All right, you take care, guys. Bye bye now.